أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين أما بعد. Allah SWT says in his glorious book in Surah An-Najm, that's chapter 53 in verses 24 and 25, أَمْ لِلْإِنسَانِ مَا تَمَنَّى فَلِلَّهِ الْآخِرَةُ وَالْأُولَى. Or is there for man whatever he wishes? Rather, to Allah belongs the hereafter and the first life. It is the nature of man to wish for things. We all want things. We wish for them. We set plans. We dedicate resources to them. We put the effort, try to accomplish, the goals. But what Allah teaches us is if you think that your effort is the only thing is going to yield results, you're mistaken. You put the effort and Allah guarantees the result. That's what Tawheed, that's what monotheism teaches us, that you never think that your effort will result, will produce the results. Because the verse says, أَمْ لِلْإِنسَانِ مَا تَمَنَّى. Do you think that you will have everything you wish for? We wish for so many things. How many things come true? All matters are in Allah's hands. What He wants happen, and what He does not want does not happen. So you can wish all you want, you'll only get what Allah wants you to have. So, and achieving results is not through wishing and planning alone. You'll never get that. You still need that. Allah wants you to put that effort, but you rely on Allah. That's why we say, inshallah, God willing. You set the plan, you intend to do something, and then you rely on Allah to accomplish it, because only He can do that. And thinking that your planning or your effort are going to yield that result is shirk, without Allah actually willing and making them happen. And that's what non-believers do. They put the resources and they expect, it's like a formula. You put 1 + 1, you get 2. They put the effort and then you get the results. And many times all their plans, the best well-prepared plans, it falls apart for the most trivial things. And that's what Allah says, أَمْ لِلْإِنسَانِ مَا تَمَنَّى. Do you think that you're going to have whatever you wish for? That's not the case. Now Allah SWT put fixed laws in creation that we must recognize and must submit to. Ignoring these laws come with a high price. Now take, for example, the law of gravity. The law of gravity is there. Allah put it in creation. You have two options towards it. You either believe in it and prepare for it, or you totally ignore it and pay the consequence. But the law is there, and the law will happen. So if you want to jump from an airplane, you recognize the law of gravity, you respect it, and you prepare for it. You choose the right size parachute with the right material and the right preparations, and you use that to reach the ground safely. If you choose to not believe in gravity and you think you don't need a parachute, well, it's up to you. You're going to find out that the law of gravity applies to you whether you like it or not. And similarly, Allah puts all His divine laws in creation and His instructions in the Quran. Ignore them at your own peril. They're there and they will apply to you whether you like it or not. So your option is to accept them, submit to them, and behave accordingly. If you disregard them, they come with a steep price. So we wish for things, we plan, we work to achieve the goals, but without obedience to Allah, those efforts will be in vain. We will never achieve the desired goals without Allah permitting, and especially with disobedience. If you try to use something illegal and you try to achieve a goal, you'll never achieve it. It will fall apart. And nothing happens in Allah's dominion without His knowledge, His will, and His facilitation. Now, this truth escapes many non-believers, and they glorify the process. They worship the process. That if you do this, something is going to happen. But Allah says, no. You wish, but what Allah wants is what's going to happen. And that has to be firm in our mind. Because you see people planning, 20, 30 years in the future, and the next day they're dead. You can make all the plans you want. It's up to Allah and His facilitation if He allows you to reach the goals that you want. Now, success can only be achieved with Allah's will and facilitation after planning and relying on Him. You need both. So Allah's facilitation is connected to His obedience. If you want Allah to help you, if you want to start a new business, you want to get married, you want a new position, obey Allah, do what He wants you to do, and He will facilitate that if that is in your best interest. أَمْ لِلْإِنسَانِ مَا تَمَنَّى. Do you think you will achieve anything that you wish for? That is the domain of Allah. Allah is فَعَالٌ لِمَا يُرِيدُ. He achieves whatever He decides. Achieving what you wish for belongs to Allah only. It's not the business of man. You wish for many things, you'll only have what Allah wants you to have. That is the truth. But Allah does whatever He wants, and whatever He wants happens. And facilitation and Allah's help have a price. The price is obedience. We have to obey Allah and act according to His instructions to achieve the results. With sin, achieving those results is futile. Now, shirk is to think, disassociating someone with Allah is a big sin in Islam. Because now you're not putting Allah in the right estimation. Allah is able to do whatever He wants, and what He doesn't want doesn't happen. And if you think somebody else or some other entity has power to benefit you or to harm you or to do anything without Allah's leave, that's a big sin. Now, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he fled Mecca, during the Hijrah, he took all human precautions possible, to evade the pagans of Quraysh, because they were after him. They wanted him dead or alive. They put a big bounty on his head. He didn't say, oh, I'm the Prophet of Allah. I'm going to walk right in their midst and walk out and they can't touch me. No. He recognized the laws that Allah put in His creation. And, Allah wants you to prepare the best you can, and then you rely on Him. So he took an uncommon route to go to, he went through a different way to go to Medina. He had someone cover the tracks, walk behind with goats and, to cover the tracks. He had somebody bring news from Mecca. Where are they moving? He had somebody bring food. He had an expert guide with him to get him there. And even with all these preparations, when they were in Ghar Thawr, in the cave, Quraysh reached them. So they were in the cave. The Quraysh did not know, but they were standing right outside the cave. And Abu Bakr was exclaiming to the Prophet ﷺ that if they look down at their feet, they'll see us. And the Prophet, with all calmness, he says, Ya Abu Bakr, مَا ظَنَّكَ بِإِثْنَيْنِ اللَّهُ ثَالِثُهُمَا. What do you think of two people and Allah is their third? That's the proper behavior for a Muslim. You do all the precautions and all the preparations that you can, humanly possible, and then you rely on Allah for facilitation. When you do both, then Allah Ta'ala will support you. But if you do one or the other, it won't help you. Relying on Allah and not putting the effort is a sin. It's nothing going to happen. And if you count on the preparation and forget about Allah, that's even a bigger sin. That's shirk. So both of them are bad, and both of them will not yield the results that you want. You have to prepare, and then you have to trust in Allah for the results. Our dealing is with Allah only. So Tawheed and monotheism is at the heart of Islam. To know that there's only one actor in creation. It's Allah. Allah is the only source that you have to go to for everything that you need. It is not a president, it's not a family, it's not a money, it's not wealth, it's not anything. It's Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, then everything else after that. But Allah is at the top. When you're confronted with somebody who is ruthless and powerful, what goes in that person's mind? I mean, what would inspire this person to forgive you and not punish you? What would inspire this person to pick on you and abuse you? Who made his heart merciless or merciful towards you? It's Allah. Allah is in control of everything. If you go to Allah and you rely on Him, He makes your enemies serve you. Your enemies will serve you. But if you choose disobedience, even your closest family will turn on you and they will not help you. And that's what Allah wants us to believe. In Surah Hud, chapter 11, verse 123, Allah says, وَلِلَّهِ غَيْبُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَإِلَيْهِ يُرْجَعُ الْأَمْرُ كُلُّهُ فَاعْبُدْهُ وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَيْهِ وَمَا رَبُّكَ بِغَافِلٍ عَمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ. And to Allah belongs the unseen aspects of the heavens and the earth, and to Him will be returned the matter, all of it. So worship Him and rely upon Him, and your Lord is not aware of that which you do. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala did not order us to worship Him until He clarified that all matters are in His hands. إِلَيْهِ يُرْجَعُ الْأَمْرُ كُلُّهُ. All matters come back to Allah. Starts from Him and comes back to Him. So it's all in His hands. So now, feel comfortable and worship Him. Your dealing is with Allah only and nobody else. That's what Tawheed, that's what monotheism is all about. Is only seeing Allah. You don't see anybody else. You don't see, I'm afraid of this person or that person or this danger. You don't see that. You see Allah. If you're obedient and following Allah's orders and trusting Him that He'll keep you safe, then whatever happens, happens. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will take care of you. If a powerful person wants something that Allah does not approve of, it'll never happen. Because if it happened, then it negates the existence of God. God is the one, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, in His hands is everything. So when that is firm in your hand, you'll have no worries. You'll have no fears. Whatever Allah, if you rely on Allah, whatever He brings to you, it's for your own benefit. So you relax and you go with it. You say, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. That's why a believer says, Alhamdulillah, thank you Allah in good times and in bad times. Because you don't know, the bad times, the difficulty, may be for your best interest. Go back and look in your history. I swear it was for my personally, it was for my best interest when you look back. At the time you were thinking, what did I do? Why did I deserve this? Well, I did deserve it at some points, but that's another matter. So one should only, trust in Allah, prepare and trust in Allah. And the continuation of that verse in Surah Al-Najm, أَمْ لِلْإِنسَانِ مَا تَمَنَّى فَلِلَّهِ الْآخِرَةُ وَالْأُولَى. Or is there for man whatever he wishes, rather to Allah belongs the hereafter and the first life. So this is a negating statement, that man will never have what he wishes. You'll never have everything that you wish for except what Allah allows you to have. And that's, we're limited. As humans, we're weak. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala does whatever He wants. All we can do is, work for it and hope in the results from Allah. Because to Allah belongs this life and the hereafter. And He mentioned the hereafter first because it's more important. فَلِلَّهِ الْآخِرَةُ وَالْأُولَى. So facilitation from Allah has a price, which is obedience. Now, the ummah of, the Islam, the collective Muslims are classified into two groups by the scholars. Ummat al-Tabligh and Ummat al-Istijaba. The ummah that receives the the notification, the ummah of notification and the ummah of acceptance, and I'll explain that. Any person who's born from a Muslim family or has embraced Islam or heard about Islam, attended Friday prayer, is a member of this group. But that membership by itself has no additional properties. There is no special status. Yeah, you heard about Islam, you have a big collection of information. Just hearing and knowing about it, that puts you in that category, but that category has no status at all. The other group that has the high status with Allah are the ones who were notified, they accepted, and they implemented. That's Ummat al-Tabligh, Ummat al-Istijaba. They responded to their God. The Jews and the Christians made a statement. They said, وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ وَالنَّصَارَى نَحْنُ أَبْنَاءُ اللَّهِ وَأَحِبَّاؤُهُ قُلْ فَلِمَ يُعَذِّبُكُمْ بِذُنُوبِكُمْ بَلْ أَنْتُمْ بَشَرٌ مِّمَّنْ خَلَقَ. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 18, in the beginning, the Jews and the Christians said, we are the children of Allah and His beloved. And Muslims make the same claim. We make the same claim that we're Allah's favorite, and if we believe in Allah and His Prophet, we'll go to heaven. Well, the Christians and the Jews do the same thing. They say, if I believe in Jesus or if I believe in this, I'll go to heaven. The response, if Muslims make the same statement, the response comes in the end of the surah, قُلْ فَلِمَ يُعَذِّبُكُمْ بِذُنُوبِكُمْ بَلْ أَنْتُمْ بَشَرٌ مِّمَّنْ خَلَقَ. Then why does Allah punish you when you commit sins? Rather, you are human beings from among those who have created. You have no special status until you accept Allah's guidance and implement it. Before that, you can claim whatever you want. And that goes back to أَمْلِ الْإِنسَانِ مَا تَمَنَّى. Does man should have anything he wishes for? Yeah, I wish to go to heaven. Well, are you working for it? No, I believe in the Prophet, I love the Prophet, I love Allah, and the intercession of the Prophet will get me to heaven. Really? Do you have proof of that? I mean, that's wishful thinking. What are you doing to get to heaven? Wishing for it will not get you there. You have to respond to Allah by acting. And by responding means you establish the prayers. That's your connection with God. You give charity. That's your your relation with others. You enjoin good and you forbid evil. You implement Allah's orders at home, when you're alone, when you're in public, at work. You observe Allah's commands in all of these environments. And you follow His guidance in the Quran, and you don't let the criticisms of others dissuade you from doing what is right. So this is what's going to get you to heaven with Allah's mercy and Allah's permission. So the most dangerous creed, when you have a bad aqidah, a false aqidah that's not built on something solid. The dangerous creed that you can do whatever you want in this life and then hope for the intercession of the Prophet ﷺ that he's going to get you to heaven. Well, the second verse in Surah Al-Najm, verse 26, وَكَمْ مِنْ مَلَكٍ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ لَا تُغْنِي شَفَاعَتُهُمْ شَيْئًا إِلَّا مِنْ بَعْدِ أَن يَأْذَنَ اللَّهُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَرْضَى. And how many angels there are in the heavens whose intercession will not avail at all except after Allah has permitted it and to whom He wills and approve. So Allah has to permit it. إِلَّا بَعْدَ أَن يَأْذَنَ اللَّهُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَرْضَى. He has to give permission and He has to accept it. We cannot force Allah to do something He doesn't want to do. And that's what our aqidah is. Whatever Allah wants, it happens. So to think falsely that you can avoid being steadfast in this life and do whatever you want, and just because you claim you're from the ummah of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or you claim to be a Muslim, that's going to buy you anything in the hereafter. What do you do with this verse in Surah Az-Zumar, chapter 39, verse 19? أَفَمَنْ حَقَّ عَلَيْهِ كَلِمَةُ الْعَذَابِ أَفَأَنْتَ تُنْقِذُ مَنْ فِي النَّارِ. This is addressed to the Prophet ﷺ. Then is one who has deserved the decree of punishment. Then can you save one who is in the fire? What do we do with this verse? What do we do with the various authentic hadith that are in the authentic tradition of the Prophet? That on the day of judgment, when the lake, Hawd al-Kawthar, when everyone is thirsty, the sun is beating down on everyone, and the angels bring down this big lake of water, that's Kawthar. And they put it in front of the Prophet. And he goes in and gives drinks to everyone. Everyone is thirsty, and he will give you that drink. Then if you drink from it, you'll never be thirsty forever. And then people are approaching him, and the angels come in and grab them and take him away. And he says, Ummati, Ummati, where are you taking them? They're from my ummah. They say, no, you don't know what they've done after you. You may claim you are from the nation of Sayyidina Muhammad, but where's the proof? Where's your actions? You cannot make that claim falsely, and then on the day of judgment, have these angels come and drag you away. And the Prophet will say, Suhkan, Suhkan, Ba'dan, Ba'dan, get away from me. Get away from me. You cannot claim these things. You have to work for it. Belief that's a false aqidah, is to do whatever you want. You don't have to be a steadfast as long as you believe in the Prophet and believe in Allah. That is not, what do you do with all these narrations and verses? And I will finish with another hadith that narrated from Abu Huraira, that the Messenger ﷺ got up when the verse, and warn your tribe of near kindred in Surah Al-Shu'ara, وَأَنذَرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ, when Allah ordered him to warn his family. And he said, O people of Quraysh, by yourselves I cannot save you from Allah if you disobey him. As he addressed his tribe. O Bani Abd Manaf, I cannot save you from Allah. Bani Abd Manaf is his immediate tribe. O Abbas, his uncle, the son of Abdul Muttalib, I cannot save you from Allah. O Safiya, the aunt of the Prophet, I cannot save you from Allah. You have to save yourself. O Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet ﷺ, ask what you wish from my property, but I cannot save you from Allah if you disobey him. This is in Bukhari. We have to have the right aqidah. That the right aqidah is you have to be steadfast on Allah's orders if you hope to achieve for his reward and for his Jannah. The intercession of Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ is an established fact. I'm not saying that the intercession will not happen. It is haqq. But it has its conditions and should not be misunderstood as an excuse for not to be steadfast, not to do what you're supposed to do. You cannot hope for that with disobedience. You have to be obedient to Allah. So you rely only on Allah and exert the effort if you want the safety in this world and in the hereafter. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروه إنه الغفور الرحيم.